we have two signs on the same post. One says keep right, the other says go left. How many people would turn right? Anybody? How many would go left? We don't know what to do, right? We don't want to break the law. We don't want to have an accident. What do we do? What do we do? But in companies and in organizations, we get these kinds of messages. They're unintentionally sent, and when they're received, they cause confusion and conflict in the workplace. And in fact, they cause mistrust. And mistrust is a huge barrier to change in an organization. Many of you have probably been to leadership training or supervisor training if you're in any kind of a management position. And in those training classes, one of the important things people take away from that is that words need to match actions. In other words, if you say you're going to do something, then you really do it. Because that's really important to the organization and important to the people. Now let's explore this in relation to change and trust for a moment. If they agree, we've got good things going on. We've got trust forming. And here's the other thing we've got going on. That's the link between culture and profit. There is a freedom to speak about problems when there's trust in an organization, and there's also a freedom to fix them. If we can keep the door open to that conversation and that kind of action, all bets are off on what we can achieve as a team of people. Let's say we think about the written word in organizations, policies and procedures that are written that employees know about. Delegations of authority that give managers authority to act at certain levels. If they are acting on that authority, again, we've got good things happening here. But what if, in either case, we have a no to either one of those answers? We have a mixed message. And what happens after that is that mistrust forms. We no longer have freedom to speak because we're not really sure what the response is going to be if we reveal a problem. And in fact, we may be denied the opportunity to even fix a problem, all because of this dynamic. There's water in this pitcher. If you can see, the water's clear. In this case, the water represents trust, free communication, ability to fix problems, clear water, which is great. That's what we want. I'd like to ask you to, just for a moment, I'm going to ask for some audience participation. Can any of you think of a time when management perhaps made a promise they didn't keep? This is food coloring. Every time we have a promise that's not kept, we're going to put a drop or two in here. Okay, could I have another example? How many drops do you think that deserves in this pitcher? I'll let you decide. The bottle's full, so you tell me how many. 5? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, squirted. There, 5. Okay, let's have one more. Anybody have one more to share? Yes. Should we dump the whole bottle in? Probably should, actually. Now notice, what color is that water? Can anybody see? It's green. What color should it be? It should be clear. How many gallons of clear water would we have to add to this pitcher to make it clear again? Any guess? I haven't done a calculation, but it's way more than what would fit in here. Which means that when we've got promises that aren't kept, expectations that are set and not met, or words and actions that don't match, we've got colored water in our culture. We've got mistrust. And whenever the water's colored, we don't have free communication. We have harder times fixing problems because people aren't free to work together to do it. So, your takeaway from this is keep your water clear, and amazing things will happen. For decades, generations, companies have been managed with these invisible dynamics going on behind the scenes. It seems confusing. It seems like things are too hard to do, when in fact they are too hard to do, but it's because there's a lack of awareness of what the real dynamic is and how something as simple as a different choice could make such a big difference. We've said that mindsets create words and actions. If they don't match, we have mixed messages. They create fear and politics and trap potential. If we can replace mixed messages with trust, we've got freedom to speak, problem solved, and potential is released.